Today we'll be getting into the Daniel Bryan leaving WWE rumors, a canceled storyline for Sasha Banks, and a growing concern for Bianca Belair and the rest of the women's division. Let's start things off with this apparent canceled storyline for Sasha Banks. Reports claimed that there was a storyline pitch that, what if we saw Reginald not only be involved in the Sasha vs. Bianca storyline heading into WrestleMania, but he would have also been with Sasha in a sort of assistant sort of role. It just seems like he was going to stand in her corner the same way he currently does for Nia Jax and Shayna Baszler. The reason why this canceled storyline seems so true is because we basically saw the seeds being planted for some sort of partnership between Sasha and Reginald earlier this year. Reginald had a nice role with Carmella, and they were a great act together. But when Carmella fired him, Reginald started becoming a focal point of the Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair WrestleMania storyline. And that's when fans started to lose their cool a bit. Why was Reginald so involved with the Smackdown women's title and Sasha Banks vs. Bianca Belair? It was something that no one really understood, but apparently they loved that idea. That's what they were going for. Reginald's constant involvement in every single Sasha Banks and Bianca Belair segment leading up to WrestleMania did settle down a bit, and it seems like that's where the cancellation came into play. Looks like there was bigger plans for Reginald's involvement in that title match and involvement with Sasha Banks, but all of that was finally dropped. Reginald is a great, interesting character, but fans just couldn't wrap their heads around why he was involved in the Smackdown women's title storyline and being a distraction to Sasha and Bianca. So thankfully that storyline was stopped before it did any more damage to Sasha vs. Bianca Belair. Speaking of Bianca Belair, let's take a quick second to talk about the Smackdown women's division because there's a couple of growing concerns here. First things first, Bianca Belair and the Smackdown Women's Championship. Bianca Belair had this massive win in the historic main event of WrestleMania. All eyes were on her after that win. She had all the momentum in the world. But now, we're going on 3 weeks since WrestleMania, and WWE hasn't really done a single thing with Bianca Belair to truly keep that momentum going. It feels like the Smackdown women's title has become an afterthought, at least over the last few years here. Week after WrestleMania, Bianca Belair had her celebration on SmackDown, which was great, but no one interrupted. There was no build-up or signs of her next feud. Follow that up the next following week, and there's a random tweet from WWE in the middle of the afternoon on how Bayley will be facing Bianca Belair at WrestleMania Backlash. Now, it's great to see Bayley being used again, and this will be another great match, but where's the story? Why was this match announced randomly on Twitter? Why was there a storyline announcement for it during SmackDown? How did Bayley even get back into the title picture when she hasn't competed in months? There's just so many questions like that from the fans because of the lack of story and explanation here. It's like we always talk about with these inconsistencies where Adam Pearce will sometimes tell a superstar that they have earned an opportunity, but then other times superstars just become the #1 contender out of thin air, and they get a title match without doing anything for it. Bayley even referenced that same sort of idea and joked about it on Twitter. She had this to say: "That was easier than Rhea Ripley challenging Asuka. Thanks, internet." What Bayley is referring to is when Rhea Ripley came out during her first official night on Raw and got into a women's championship match at WrestleMania within seconds without doing a single thing on Raw. Bayley is saying she got her title match even easier than that because it was just randomly announced online before SmackDown even started. And that's the part of the problem. Why was this massive match just announced in the middle of the day? Why not save the announcement for SmackDown and give us a proper story and explanation on why Bayley is in the title picture? It just doesn't seem like there's an actual ladder of title contendership in WWE. It just seems like they're just pulling names out of a hat to determine who gets the next title match. Bianca Belair and Bayley then have a 30-second backstage interaction on SmackDown, and that's all they were given to tell their story. Within the limited time they were given on SmackDown and the random match announcement in the middle of the day over Twitter, you would think this is a non-title feud, but it's not. It's a SmackDown Women's Championship feud. So why the lack of focus and story? It's strange, but it's something that we sort of expect by now. We couldn't even get a proper build-up for WrestleMania. What makes you think we're going to get anything better at a smaller pay-per-view? The entire women's division only had about 2 to 3 minutes on SmackDown this week, and it was another remixed match. Nia Jax and Shayna are the tag team champions. It's great that they're a part of both shows, but it's the fact that they face the same opponents over and over again on a weekly basis that just drains the viewers. We see some sort of version of Nia and Shayna versus Mandy and Dana or Lana and Naomi every single week on Raw. Then, every week on SmackDown, we see some sort of version of Nia versus Shayna versus Natalya or the Riot Squad. It just feels like there isn't anything new ever happening in the women's tag team division. Maybe they need more teams or something, but it just feels like there's very little variety when it comes to the women's tag team division, especially given the fact that they cut NXT off by giving them their own titles. So that eliminated some fresh new matchups as well. So that was the two main issues this week. Bianca Belair should be getting a bit more focus than just 30 seconds backstage, and something needs to happen to freshen up the women's tag team division scene as well. A massive main event for next week's SmackDown was announced during the closing moments of SmackDown. It will be Roman Reigns versus Daniel Bryan in what seems to be a title versus career match. Roman Reigns will have a rare Universal title defense on SmackDown, but there's one big condition. Daniel Bryan will be banished from WWE SmackDown if he loses. So talk about a televised main event that actually has meaning and purpose. That's what we can potentially get here with this main event. It's very rare to see a title defense on television. Plus, you throw in the fact that Daniel Bryan is putting his career on the line, and this basically feels like a WrestleMania caliber sort of match. The reason why fans are very scared that this might be the end for Daniel Bryan is because there's been a lot of rumors lately that he's in the final weeks of his WWE contract, and there's no word on if he plans on extending his WWE deal. So, if that rumor of him being in his final weeks and he's not signing a new WWE deal, if that's true, then this match next week seems like the ideal way to write Daniel Bryan off of SmackDown. Fans on Twitter are already making it seem like Daniel Bryan is definitely leaving WWE, and they're already booking him several dream matches, but no one knows what's going on for sure. A WWE title match with a career on the line on free television just has disqualification written all over it. So that's something else we have to watch out for as well. Roman can't lose the title, and if this isn't Daniel Bryan's goodbye, then he obviously can't lose either. So that leaves a disqualification as really our only other option. Maybe from someone like Edge or Jay. Edge has quietly disappeared since WrestleMania. Roman still doesn't have an official opponent for Backlash, so maybe Edge returns and puts a stop to this match. But of course, there's always the possibility that Daniel Bryan could actually lose straight up. And if he does lose, does that mean his WWE career is over? They're not really labeling it as a title versus career match, but they clearly made it known that Daniel Bryan will be banished. Now, is he banished from just SmackDown or WWE altogether? We simply have no clue. The explanation wasn't clear enough, but we're here to assume it means banished from WWE. But what are your thoughts on that match and today's stories? Leave your comments, don't forget to subscribe, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.